Hey, so just a quick video on exact values of inverse functions. So say for example you've got something like this, a sine inverse of half. Probably a way that I've found works best is if you rewrite this as an equation. So for example, the sine inverse of half is equal to y. So write it as y is equal to something, and then rearrange this. So rearranging, particularly taking this sine inverse onto the other side, so it becomes sine. So this becomes sine y is equal to half. So this expression here, finding the sine inverse of half, is equivalent to solving this trig equation. Okay, and what do I do from here? So I've rearranged. What I need you to think about is sine of an angle, is it equal to a positive number or a negative number? So do not worry about the exact value of this, the value of this, whether it is half or 3/4 or whatever it is. I just need you to think about, is that a positive or negative? So at the moment, sine of an angle is positive. You go back to your quadrants, okay, so sine, tangent and cos, and you think about in which quadrants is sine positive. I think you would have done this. Sine is positive here and here. Okay, so these two things here, they become your angles that you are concerned about. What is that angle? Well, go back to this equation, that sine y is equal to half. What I would do is take the sine over. I know we started with this, but this is probably a better way to go about doing this. Sine inverse of half. Now, we know it is pi over 6 or 30 degrees. I'll go with, say, pi over 6. So that's the angle, pi over 6. So you know this is pi over 6. And this here is pi over 6 as well. So your two angles in this would be, one angle is here, that's your pi over 6. The other angle would be all the way up to here, which would be 5 pi over 6. However, we do not need to worry about that, because the last thing that I want you to do is go and think about what that y represents. Okay, so that y is the range of the sine inverse function. Okay, so I want you to think about that. That y is the range of the sine inverse function. Now the range of the sine inverse function is only between negative pi over 2 and positive pi over 2. So if you had to look at this, the range of the function, sine inverse function, is between negative pi over 2 and that positive pi over 2 here. Okay, so you can probably see in this region, that pi over 6 is what falls in that region. This angle does not. So you ignore that angle and you go, my final answer is that pi over 6. Because it is an anti-clockwise angle, it's a positive. So your final answer would be sine inverse of half is equal to positive pi over 6.